Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Williams Pulse. Joining me here today is my co-host and ex-neighbor's nephew, Truett Brandon.
Well, hello. How are you doing today, Kinsman?
I'm doing good, and I'm excited for this episode.
Me
Last
too.
week, we wrapped up with all of our homecoming events, and so we've got a special guest with us today, DJ Townsend. He is the captain of the Eagles basketball team and a senior here at WBU. But before we get into the interview, let's jump into the admissions news and weekly events.
For the admissions news coming up, we're having Performing Arts Preview Day on November 14th.
And for the weekly events, Monday, we have men's basketball versus Crowley's Ridge JV at 7 p.m.
And on Tuesday, we're having Trivia in the Grill at 7:30 p.m.
Wednesday, we have another basketball game, men's basketball versus Mission JV at 7 p.m.
And on Thursday, we're having Music Preview Day. And then on Saturday, we're having the community of Walnut Ridge and the Williams Singers come together for a special concert on Saturday morning called the Chorale Concert. Well, hello, everybody. We have DJ here. And the first question we have for you is, how do you stay focused and motivated, especially during tough games or moments of struggle?
Staying focused and motivated, that really comes from all the work I've put in up to this point. And then one of my biggest motivators is definitely my family. So they've sacrificed a lot for me to be here where I am today. So I try to think about them when I'm going through something.
When you're down one, and you got like 2 seconds left on the clock, and that shot, they gave you the ball, like what's going through your mind when you're taking that last shot?
Definitely don't miss. That's probably the first thing going through my mind. And then after that, it would just be like thinking about all the things I've worked on up to that point. So obviously, as players, we have like go-to moves, go-to shots, things of that nature. So I'm probably just thinking about executing and knocking down a shot.
So another question I want to ask, I kind of want you to give us a run through like a day in the life, just throughout the week, kind of what practice, workout, school, how your whole schedule looks.
Okay, so day in the life at Willie Bap. You wake up, get some shots up if you're feeling good. So that's about 8 in the morning. And then after that, you get you some breakfast. You go to class, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. I'm fortunate enough to only have like 2 classes this semester, so like 2 classes a day this semester, so I'm pretty much chilling.
Sweet.
And so after classes, you go get some lunch. At some point, you have practice throughout the day, but that downtime pretty much just lay down, get some rest, get ready for practice, get your mind right, maybe read a book, maybe watch some TikTok or something of that nature. And then you go through practice, finish practice, get some more food, shut it down, same thing again.
That's awesome. And do you have any pregame rituals or routines?
Oh, for sure. So I know last year I was on this one really bad. I had to drink orange juice before every game. It was kind of weird.
Really?
But I had to drink orange juice before every game. Now it's mainly like a lot of water. So I'm drinking a lot of water before games. I make sure I'm praying before I go out there. I pray during the national anthem. And then definitely stretching. I have like a pretty strict stretching routine that I try to stay to.
Another question, when you were playing in high school, was basketball always your main sport, or did you play a bunch of others?
No, I did play football. I played football in like 4th through 7th grade, and sometimes I look back and think I should have kept on playing because I wasn't too bad, and then I was taller as a 7th grader, but we see how that turned out. But I played quarterback back then. I messed around and got to like 8th grade, and we started having like 6 a.m. workouts, and at that time I was like, nah. I'm not ready for all that. So I gave up football, and then I stuck to basketball pretty much throughout. And so here I am today.
What was your deciding factor that made you kind of realize basketball is what you want to pursue?
Probably just how much fun I had playing it. Like, there wasn't a day where I didn't want to play basketball. Like, basketball, it was just always on my mind. I wanted to be in there as much as I could. And then just kind of seeing, like, the life that basketball players had. And this isn't, like, necessarily a good thing, but, like, you get to get up shots. You get to have like this, that, and the other. People probably like want to sign. They want you to sign their jersey, stuff like that. And then when I got to about my senior year, I knew I was probably doing the right thing when this little kid, he came up to me. He was like, "Hey, you're like one of my favorite players." He's like, little kid. I didn't know him really. He was like a nephew of one of my teammates or something like that. But like even little things like that just kind of kept me going.
What advice would you give to high school athletes hoping to play in college?
I would give them the advice of get consistent and then find something that you are good at within the game. So you need to be good about really good at 1 or 2 things, whether that's scoring, defense, rebounding, something. So you need to get really good at one thing, stay consistent, stay in the gym, And then don't be afraid to, like reach out and like play your game at the same time. If you're going to do something, do it the way you want to do it.
How do you stay motivated when you wake up for early practice or you're just not feeling it? How do you stay motivated and keep gaining and keep practicing?
That's definitely a hard one because a lot of people that know me, they know I've had some knee injuries. I've had like 3 knee surgeries. And so I'll wake up some days just hurting pretty bad. But I have to remember like where I am. And like I have to also try to take into account like all the people that wish they were where I was today. There's a lot of people out there that like they would love to have knee problems and still be playing college basketball. Whereas like I could just wake up and be like, nah, I'm not feeling too good today. But when in like actuality, it's really just a blessing to be where I am today. So I just try to keep on going. And then like I said earlier, my family for sure.
Did you have knee problems before college?
Mm-hmm. I had 3 knee surgeries before I turned 18.
Really?
So that was pretty tough. But when I got up here, it kind of fizzled out and I felt okay. But as this old age just started to kick in, having a little tough time sometimes.
Who's your favorite NBA player?
Jason Tatum, for sure. Shout out to Jaden Wiedemann. If you're listening to this, me and my guy Jaden Wiedemann, we're real big Celtics fans. So Jason Tatum is by far my favorite player.
Who do you think's the GOAT?
The GOAT? Oh, man. That's a tough one. It's got to be Mike.
Yeah.
I say Mike because, like, without Mike, we wouldn't have what we have today. We wouldn't have the shoes. We probably wouldn't have some of the moves. We wouldn't have, like, we wouldn't have Kobe. We wouldn't have Bron. So I'm going to say Mike.
Maybe the most influential player on and off the court.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've done on the court? Your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, man, I got a couple of these. I didn't have my ankles broken a good amount of times, probably like 3 or 4.
You hit the ground?
Oh, I hit the ground. I know one time in high school, this kid, he didn't even hit me with a move. He just did like the smallest in and out dribble. I messed around, lost my foot, and I just started stumbling. I ended up falling like out of bounds. It was pretty bad. And then last year, we played Haskell at Haskell. This guy hit me with like a step back crossover. I messed around, lost my footing again. Hands hit the ground. Good thing he didn't hit the shot though. So. But those are definitely my most embarrassing moments for sure. I haven't been dunked on yet though.
Really?
It might mess around and happen this year. I feel like it's bound to happen.
Sooner or later.
Yeah.
So you've said in your downtime that you like to read. So what would you say is your favorite books?
At the moment, I'm definitely going to have to shout out to my father. He wrote a book called Coursework, which is about navigating the waters of a young pastor. So some people know about me. My dad is a pastor. And so he wrote a book, and he had a lot of gems to drop in that book, mainly about, being a young pastor. But, like, you can take that and apply that to any other walk of life. So that's my favorite book at the moment.
Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
And, of course, appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much for listening to The Pulse, but the conversation does not end here. Come back next week for another great time with us, Kinsman and Truett, and Archer. We'll see you next time.
See you guys later.